great to see everybody here today, and thank you all for making the effort. I know it's difficult with all these restrictions trying to get from the country into Dublin, so just so appreciative of all the efforts you've made. I'm just going to use my notes here and just go through a few things. I want to talk today about unity. You know, I think it's really, really important that we as Irish people unify. I mean, regardless of what's going on around us, the only way we can win through with this is through unity. So with that in mind, firstly, I want to thank Glenn and Mark and the Yellow Vest family for allowing us to share their platform and to use their resources. It has allowed Health Freedom Ireland to build their name and reputation and to gain greater exposure and transparency, and for that we will be eternally grateful. I can tell you, since last April, we have lobbied, we have done petitions, we have contacted TDs, we have done everything we can to try and raise awareness. They are not listening. And this platform is the one platform whereby this last week I had 2 calls from journalists. We've never had calls from journalists before. So this is working. I do want to say as well, with regard to the Yellow Vests and Health Freedom Ireland's collaboration, it has consistently, and I say this, consistently been one of mutual respect and harmony. Today we have a fantastic lineup of speakers and entertainment for the afternoon, and so I don't want to delay you, but I would like to talk a little bit more about this movement and plotting a way forward. Health Freedom Ireland and all our members have always worked from a place of truth, goodwill, and our wish always is to inform, educate and support people around vaccines and freedom of choice. And I want to actually stress this really strongly. We have no political agenda. We have been accused of being far left, far right. We have no affiliation with any left or right ideologies. Our desire is the dissemination of truth through the provision of legitimate scientific information. However, with the onset of this COVID pandemic, we had very quickly morphed into a whole new energy, and our recent focus has been working towards restoring our liberties, bodily autonomy, and securing freedom to choose with regard to the wearing of masks, mandatory testing, and also in relation to a COVID vaccine if it's rolled out and made mandatory. With this in mind, I want to talk to you a little bit about the fallout from all these draconian measures and protocols that have been placed upon our society here in Ireland, across the planet, and how it's affecting our health and well-being. And I'm just going to quote something. We get a lot of stuff sent to us, and this wonderful lady, Sabrina, sent me this. And she said, and it makes so much sense, we have been constantly listening to the language of death, social distancing, isolation, fear of touch. We have also been encouraged into what would seem like obsessional, compulsive behaviours in terms of constant hand washing and the complete paranoia of unseen droplets of the virus. We could translate that therapeutically as an absolute fear of intimacy. People have become so terrified of one another that intimacy is at an all-time low, and at the most time in our life when we need to be connected and have intimacy as an antidote, we're actually avoiding one another. I mean, do people agree with that? People have become fearful and terrified of intimacy at a time of despair when intimacy is the antidote for healing. Her words really resonated with me, and now more than ever, I feel we need to unite in love. We need to sweep all biases, all judgments, all opinions, all political affiliations off the table, and come together in absolute unity. Everyone is welcome, regardless of ethnicity, creed, gender or political persuasion. We will be required to unify together in order to work in synergy towards creating a new and happier normal, not abnormal. And this is for ourselves and for the future generations to come. Do we want an abnormal life for our children? No, we don't. We want our children to have the same joy and happy lives we had before this all started. We have to find a way to create that. Each of us, I am sure, has a unique experience of how this has played out in our lives. And it is very challenging and distressing to be seen as a radical, as a conspiracy theorist, or someone who is uncaring and putting humanity at risk by our lack of responsibility towards the health of others. But we all know this could not be further from the truth. We are here today because we care so much. And we want to ensure the integrity of our world is protected and maintained for the generations to come. Health Freedom Ireland have recently done some amazing work with a wonderful lady called Sarah Haboubi. I don't know if you're here, Sarah. Anyway, she's here in the crowd, I think. She's an amazing life coach and NLP practitioner. She talks about what type of COVID animal are you? And she shares a little bit about this with me, and I'm sharing it now with all of you. She mentions the deer in the headlights. We all know the deer in the headlights. We can't reach them. They're so paralyzed with fear they cannot hear anything. No. She talks about the ostrich, the one who knows that something is wrong, but just continues to keep their head buried in the earth. And we all know them as well. And then she talks about the roaring lion. How many roaring lions are here today? I know I'm roar from roaring so loud, as I'm sure so many of you have been doing for far too long. However, what we want now, guys, is a soaring peace dove, a dove of soaring peace. We want that dove to have a panoramic awareness, and in doing so, flying above all of this, they can actually see the raw fear, the grief, the heartbreak, the complete frustration, the impatience and the confusion, but most of all, the shared despair and uncertainty etched on human faces across this planet. This has to change, and we can only do it through love and mutual respect. If we can find some common ground within all these emotions and within all these people and with all their fears and different feelings, we can start to rebuild trust and bridges of reconciliation. Surely there is hope for all of us and for all of humanity. So it's Health Freedom Ireland's ongoing goal to support this vision in whatever way we can, to progress this movement in a way that creates security, positivity and hope for all our futures. We cannot do it alone, so we ask that you continue to support us in this movement in whatever way you can. So please check out our website and know that we will continue to do our utmost to work towards truth, transparency and in particular in relation to vaccines and any mandated protocol or intervention. Thank you all for your time and allowing me to speak today.